Officer Russell, with me on set to treat with the latest installment of Police and You. And Officer Russell, I saw the developments over the weekend. My man ran on you immediately because I'm saying to myself, you know, we sit here and we really try our best to dissect and to uplift. And I know clearly there's way more light compared to the darkness within the service. But when the darkness comes to bear, it comes to bear in a most brutal manner. And I guess this brings to question screening, vetting, continued, I would imagine, processes to ensure that we have the best and brightest really in place to do the job. Good morning to you, Officer.
Good morning, Mr. Williams. Good morning, Trinidad Tobago, on behalf of the Commissioner of Police, Deputy Commissioners, Assistant Commissioners, and First and Second Division Officers of the Trinidad Tobago Police Service. I hear you on that, and we too will have to revisit some of our policies and the way we our vetting process when it comes to allowing officers, not only whether municipal or transit or in special reserve or the regular Trinidad Tobago Police Service, because you would understand that there are different arms of the Trinidad Tobago Police Service. Parliament have their own police as well that wear grey and blue as well. And what I want to say is that police officers come from the fabric of society. So it goes deeper into that when somebody could really allegedly look at, when you look at the facts, and it's alleged because you understand, I mean, it's no secret that the officer has been charged or will be charged for murder of his own colleague, which is somebody he would have worked with over a period of time. And it is it speaks to what is really going on to the society. It speaks to a deeper rooted problem in society as it comes to the moral upbringing and values and this greed and this thirst that we have to achieve everything overnight. Yeah. This greed, this love of money that we have, which was even spoken about in the Bible.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost, I keep on using the word unprecedented and really mind-blowing, and obviously a police station would have been breached. What's in place to ensure that never happens again? And more so, while you answer that, what's the best practice when it comes to a charge room and who mans a station? Because up to yesterday, someone called from Cedros and said that there's only one person at times in the Cedros police station, and this is, I mean, yes, it's country, it's down to the end of Trinidad, but I'm trying to figure out if one officer to a station, is that something, well, is that normal?
Each station, each division has a strength. The number of officers assigned, the number of officers assigned to the shift. Now, if you have a shift with 3 persons and one person take one day sick or has an emergency, we are now left in a position where there are only 2 persons. You can't really send one person on patrol, so you now have to call on your neighboring district stations to assist, whether it's to send personnel to help you with your strength or to do the patrols in your area while you guard the government arms and ammunition. It's not to say other officers weren't there. They were in the building at the point in time, but some of them may have been on rest because some of the tours are 14, 16 hours straight. No one could work that, and even in our regulations, you're entitled to a period of rest time. So it's not to say that the women police were there alone. They may have had an arrangement. Officers were upstairs. Some of them were taking their rest. Maybe they were supposed to come down and relieve. I mean, the investigation is ongoing, so I don't want to harp too much on it at this point in time. But of course, we will revisit our policies and we will do our best to ensure that things like this does not happen again. We have heard all sorts of suggestions and ideas coming from members of the public, and whilst we welcome it, it may not be best suited for us, you know, and we ask the public as we continue, because we retrieved 43 firearms and over 900 rounds of assorted ammunition, and as we continue to work diligently and daily, increasing our operational visibility, shaking all the trees, to putting in our anti-gang crime initiative to suppress that violence and stuff like that, we will continue to press on the ground until we get back each and every firearm.
Officer Russell, what's the distinction within the service that separates municipal police from regular police compared to, let's say, SRP? And you know, would have mentioned parliamentary police.
So,
because first the public,
but
we see grey,
gray and blue.
We see grey and blue.
Yes.
That's police. It's not marked municipal, or we're not looking for SRP on a man shoulder. If I see you pull up in khaki, you're grey and blue, you know, you straighten up, because to the regular man and woman out, that's police.
Before we go on to the courier stuff, because I know this is a trending topic, because even when the director, the producer called me yesterday, she was coming down this line. I tried to avoid this line because the commissioner is who's really speaking about this, and I don't want to speak for him, but I would prefer speak after him. But just to enlighten persons, the whole training and the entrance process is different. The TTPS is, of course, more rigorous. Training is longer. Going down the road, we are directly under the commissioner. With respect to and that's the TTPS as well as the Special Reserve, and even though they are directly under the commissioner as well, their training is shorter than the regulars. We have the situation where with municipal, they are hired either by the corporation or by the local government. So their practices are different. As same thing with Parliament Police, same thing with Transit Police. Everybody's under different head based on their specific function. So not everybody will have. There's some of the training that will overlap. Your drills, your firearms, certain basic policing duties, but your functions are different.
Will that also include, let's say, canine and then mounted branch and all that too?
No, well, most of the canine and mounted branch, they are regular sections alongside us. So so it's a regular police officer will go to canine and mounted branch, but then they will teach you either to ride a horse or to how to treat with the dogs. What type of dog you may be treating with, whether it's cadaver dog, whether it's gun dog, whether it's narcotic dog.
Well, let me tell you, it's a big learning curve, because many, including myself, kind of hearing this for the first time.
And I can understand that.
Because you see the uniform, you tell it's a police. I always thought municipal police would have been regular police who was just sent to treat with the, whether it's a borough, because I've seen municipal police stations. Well, of course, there's one right there at City Hall, the one in South. There's one by the corporation in Sawon. They are the ones that can keep the quasi on order.
As well as Trinidad and Tobago, they could look at the numerals on their shoulder, and you would see TTMP. You would see
it's actually there.
Yeah, you would see different wording on there. But how do you see SRP with the Special Reserve and TTPS with the regular police officers? Look at their epaulets, and you would see what is there. But we're here to talk about couriers.
Well, of course. But you know, I mean, this was
topic of interest.
Yeah, this was one that we just wanted a little clarity. And
but I want to say to Trinidad and Tobago, we would not give up on you. We continue to do our best, and you know, we ask that. First, and I believe in prayer, so we ask that you continue to pray for us as we go down the road. Within recent times, we saw quite a few couriers being robbed when they go on their deliveries.
And the funny thing is, most of these couriers now, they actually have signs marked, no cash on board. Right? But you see people too, especially the couriers that deliver online goods, people are able to mark. Now, they will not be marked, but they see a white van, and sometimes people pull up random places to receive the items. I don't know if the criminal elements.
And this is what we want to
win the surveillance.
This is what we want to guard against as well, because we want to give some tips to the business owners, especially when it comes to high-end courier drivers, because there have been situations where the courier drivers themselves are involved.
You serious?
Yes.
What?
This is Trinidad and Tobago, you know.
The courier men setting up the scene?
There have been instances like that. So we ask that for the business owners that they vet their couriers as best as possible. Look for recommendations, ask for a certificate of good character. We ask that you have references from them. We ask that you set up your business in a way that is minimal or no cash transaction. Have GPS on your vehicle. Have a protocol in place where you maintain conversation and communication with your couriers through some kind of dispatching system and stuff like that. Be careful of shady deals. And to the courier drivers, we ask that you be on the alert as well. Don't allow anybody to just change your location on you just like that. If you have a gut instinct, follow your gut. Follow your feelings. If you feel uncomfortable in a situation, ask that you meet in the police station. Because sometimes, notwithstanding you may not have cash on you, you may have valuables, you may have your wedding ring, or a gold chain, or a nice watch. And they are not afraid to take that from you. If you're going to make a delivery and at last minute the person just changes the location or continuously changing the location, that's a red flag. If you're going into an area, we ask that you go into an area when you park, well, keep your doors locked, number one, until you're ready to do that handover. And if you realize the area that you're going into looks like a one-way in, one-way out, you could feel free to communicate and say, listen, I'm not comfortable here. Meet me by the nearest station or meet me out in the roadway, because of course you'll have that number for that person, because you looking out for them, they looking out for you. You have to really ensure that you are safe and that you could return home to your family. So we ask that you do your due diligence, you be aware, and the business owners, we asking that even if you could have somebody accompany the delivery driver on their way. So, you know, there's an old saying in the defense force, 2 is 1 and 1 is none. You know, so we just asking that we follow some basic safety protocols. Of course, have all emergency numbers on hand, especially the police station. So it would be wise and incumbent on the courier as well as the business owner, if you're sending your courier out to do a delivery, that you know, right, today he's operating in the Western Division. It takes you nothing to just sit on your phone and pull up the numbers for St. James, Four Roads, West End, Caronade, so that he has the numbers there at his fingertips and is not searching for it should something happen.
So for those who might do the delivery, let's say, I've seen many a courier pull up by office buildings. I mean, people develop a relationship with the said courier, so they pull up in the car park and multiple people will come out at a given time. People swiping the card, getting the box, going back in happy like papi. Is that advised? That kind of, because again, if it's one thing we know the criminal element do, they also do their surveillance and they run their record, they mark you. And I'm trying to figure out, you know, where's the best place really to conduct the business?
There is nothing such as a best place, but there is the least risk.
Least risk, right?
You can do target hardening, put up the most amount of bulletproof windows, burglar-proof and stuff like that. But at some point in time, if you're away from home long enough, somebody could take a sledgehammer to your walls. You could put all the anti-theft devices on your vehicle. What if somebody's using a wrecker to wreck and take your vehicle? Plenty of those vehicles that have been wrecked, and they move.
Yeah, they move, yeah.
You know, so it's about really making yourself a harder target, whether it's the business or the courier. That is what it is about. I mean, I too will have witnessed the couriers go into business places like government buildings and everybody come along, and to me that is a safe zone, because 99% of the government buildings, they have security, and a lot of the times they are going to deliver multiple packages, so their persons are wrong, you know, and then people understand it's cash, it's non-cash transactions, so they come in with the cards and stuff like that. So that is one of the safer means, and most of those deliveries are done in daylight, probably in the morning between 10 and 2. 10 a.m. and 2 p.m.
They're not tackling any food people do, because I mean, are they? Have you heard any reports about the tackling mostly couriers? Because I know there are people who also will deliver food via the apps and all that.
It's mostly couriers.
Mostly couriers.
I mean, we have had instances where delivery drivers were robbed, whether it be from different fast food outlets. I wouldn't want to give anybody any free advertising, but there have been situations.
So they rob them the food, the chicken,
any money.
And the money too, yes, because yes, they collecting money.
Yeah, because remember too, when you call, they would ask you how you're paying for this delivery, cash or card.
But isn't the payment? No, yes, it's true. You have to you could pay the driver, yes,
cash or card. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's where it reached to.
Yes, so they would hear some, like there are certain fast food restaurants, they don't deliver in certain areas because of what transpired before they would have learned from previous incidents.
Well, as always, I'll give you the final say, Officer Russell, as we look to wrap things up this morning.
Well, Trinidad and Tobago, I want to assure you that the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, we took an oath and we maintain, we will continue with our responsibility to make Trinidad and Tobago safe. Yes, we are facing some issues. We ask that you pray for us. All religious bodies, as a matter of fact, because we need that covering, that health and strength, and most of all, we need your support. So we still encourage you, if you see something, say something, and whatever information you have, that you pass it on to us. We wish you a wonderful day today and a safe and happy weekend.
That's right, yeah, we endorse that, and I want to thank you again for taking the time and for treating with the issues head on. Because, I mean, we must treat with it, and I guess We have learned a lot this morning in terms of, I didn't even realize you can actually see. I should have known that all these years, but I guess, you just see the uniform, looking for the finer details now.
And that is where it comes in, because in a situation like this, nobody's making the differentiation, and they are our brothers in arms. So whereas we know that there's a differentiation, we would still consider them our brothers in arms. So we too would want to kind of refrain from that. I mean, as the vice president of the association, we have some representation for the municipal police as well. So, we understand that they are brothers in arms, even though their induction training may be a bit different.
As always, Officer Russell, sincere thanks. Let's get ready for the 7 a.m. news update. Much more after 7. See you soon.